Bienvenidos. Welcomes. As you know by now, I'm teaching Spanish in a very literal way, and that's an example right there. In this lesson, we're going to start with another fairly common question, asking someone where they are going. We've got three words here. A, which means to or at. Dónde, which you've learned before means where. We have that accent over the O to let you know to emphasize that part of the word. And then vas, which means you go. So literally, to where you go. I'll repeat each word again. You can repeat it to yourself, and then I'll say the whole phrase, and you can repeat that to yourself. A, dónde vas? A dónde vas? Now to answer this question, we're going to change vas to voy, and that means I go. Now you might see a pattern here because this verb works similarly to other ones that we've learned. We change vas, you go, to voy, I go. We're going to use the same word for to, a, and then in this case, let's say the beach. So we'll learn a vocabulary word. And this is going to be la playa. In Spanish, you almost always put the article, which means the, in front of the noun. So what we're literally saying is, I go to the beach. Voy a la playa. I'm going to say each word individually, give you space to repeat it to yourself, and then I'll say the full phrase, and you can repeat that as well. Voy a la playa. Voy a la playa. Finally, let's learn a fun phrase you've probably heard before when you might say goodbye to someone. Hasta la vista. So what these words mean are hasta, until, la, the, vista, like view. So basically you're saying, until I see you again. I'll repeat each word individually. You can repeat it to yourself, and then I'll say the whole phrase and you can repeat that. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista. Now I'm sure you noticed, as we've said in earlier lessons, that you don't pronounce the H in hasta. Let's review what we learned in this lesson. First, we learned how to ask someone where they are going. ¿A dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas? Then we learned how to answer this question. And in this case, we're going to say, I go to the beach, or I am going to the beach. Voy a la playa. Voy a la playa. And finally, we learned a way to say goodbye to someone, which means until I see you again. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista. Thanks for joining me for this lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.